Welcome, welcome, welcome to My Black Job, the podcast. I am here today with Miss Audra. Now, is that your name, Audra? That's the name. That's your business name.
That's
your
my
brand.
real name. My brand name is Model Flow, but my government is Audra.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So Audra Butler, she is a powerhouse who seamlessly blends two vastly different worlds, fashion and healthcare. As a sought-after model, Audra has graced runways and campaigns. Beyond the glitz and glam, she serves as a tissue recovery specialist, contributing to life-saving medical procedures. Let's dive into our journey, talking about artistry, altruism, and making an impact across multiple industries. So I'm here with Audra.
That's right.
From Model Flow.
Yes.
and here to talk about your black job. So first off, we got some history.
Yeah, we do.
Because we go to the same hairstylist. Shout out to Dante
Jeffrey. What's up?
Even though we still mad at you for
leaving.
You
dipped on us, but
you know.
That's another topic.
That's another time, another topic for another time, honey. So, but that was our common ground.
Yeah.
And so we would see each other just about every
single week. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, at the hair shop, us seeing each other is a little bit different than us actually having a sit down and have a real conversation. So you've patronized my business before,
Absolutely.
The Print Head. Shout out to the Print Head, y'all.
That's right.
Y'all, if y'all need any type of custom merch, please go support.
That's right.
Since we support black-owned
good quality
businesses.
T-shirts, good quality sweat gear. I mean, down to everything. No beading, none of that. It's great.
So I knew you then. Now, the thing that, first off, I knew you as number one, you fine.
Oh, thanks, Boo. How are you?
Yes, you are absolutely fine. And I knew that you were a model. Mm-hmm. So I knew that about you, right? And that was pretty much it.
Okay.
So one day I was talking to my husband, Mike, and he was like, yeah, such and such, Audra's dope. She got, her job is so dope. I was like, yeah, it is. I know, being a model is dope. He was like, no.
Yeah.
The other job.
You get deeper.
So I know. So I want to cover you.
Okay.
I want to cover Model Flow. I want to cover
Everything.
Audra. I want to cover
because
the
that's
secret
Audra.
side.
Model Flow is fashion. Audra is the grit and the grind.
Let's talk about your black job.
Okay.
Which one would be?
Well, my black job is I started off in autopsies. Shout out to Wayne County Medical Examiner. But I started off there and I stayed there for, 10, 20 years. I don't know. It was a while. I was contingent, then I left, came back. So I was there for a good little while. Then I ended up leaving there. And now I do tissue recovery for a gift of life for donor transcipients. So, I save people in a sense. Mm-hmm. If someone passes away, unfortunately, and they're a tissue donor or on the registry, then I recover those tissues and I ship them to their processors for other people to continue life. So that's what I do now, and I've been doing that for about 3 years. So that's my career. That's what gets me moving. That's the part that, besides modeling, that's the other thing that I'm passionate about is, when I was doing autopsies, it was like finding the truth.
Right.
For everything. I found everything you saw on the news is what I got the next day. Everything. So
but
just
you got the real truth.
I got the real truth. And with this one, I save lives. So I kind of I call myself the donation diva because I have a flow with everything that I do. Everything, that's why it's Model Flow, because I literally have a flow in everything that I do. It has to make sense to me, and it has to be attractive to my audience. That's what moves me. My audience moves me. If they're telling me, oh, we like this outfit, or, oh, can you eat after you recover? Absolutely. It's a normal way of life. I'm not just in it for money.
So it sounds like God gave you the gift of just beauty. But then you also had the brilliance too.
Yeah.
Because black excellence up in this piece.
Period.
And so with that though, you had it seems like you had a draw to medicine or in some way.
Science was my thing.
I guess not so much medicine.
Science was my thing, yeah.
And that draw to science actually took you to like a even like a the dark side of
Yeah,
science.
because this is going to sound so odd, but my mind as a child was what happens after? What happens after? So I didn't even know about autopsies at 14, 15 years old. It was just one of those things like, I wonder what happens. And I remember like letting grapes get old, and just watching it day to day to day. Like, well, I wonder what it's going to do. What is it going to do? Or like I would gut squirrels and open them in the middle of the street because I
Really?
wanted to see what it looked like. I mean, just my mind
Some people
was.
say serial killers. do,
Yeah,
Becky.
they call me the female Jeffrey, but I didn't eat them. I wouldn't eat nobody. But that is what got me. Like I couldn't do an office job. I tried,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
major fail. I had to be in something that required me to be handsy. I wanted to feel important. So when I found that job, I was important. They would call me, "Hey, did you get so and so? Can you do my mom? Can you do my dad?" I felt like I was somebody, coupled with the fact that I was helping people have closure. They could go to bed at night knowing this story that they're hearing on the news is not all the truth. But I found the truth.
But you found the truth.
Yeah. So that's the big thing for me.
So, in working with that, do you believe in the afterlife?
This is my thing. I I do in a calming sense, not in a sense of fear. I think if you get a visit, then it's to either send a message that requires you to think of that message, or it's to give you some type of memory of that person that's gone. I don't look at it as fear. Even when I'm doing embalming at funeral homes, I'm pretty much there by myself, and I'm not afraid. That's a thing where I've talked to them like it's gonna be okay. I say that. And I know it sounds creepy, but that's what I'm talking to.
Right.
If that makes
No,
sense.
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, really, it's giving. Is you are sitting there with somebody in their most vulnerable states. They have no control over the outcome.
None of that. Yeah.
And for someone to take the care and to at least acknowledge the fact that I still see you.
Yeah.
And I got you, girl.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case, however
Yep.
the conversations go.
Yep.
I don't think it's strange at all.
No.
I
Yeah.
think that, everything is like, we talk about jobs being different. And they just don't look the same. But it's everything is very much so purpose filled.
Yeah. It should have a purpose. Anything that you do should have purpose. You shouldn't just be in something just to be in it. Like my job, my black job, you cannot do it if I just need a job. I've seen the most professionals of professionals pass out. I've seen med students say, "Oh, I'm leaving because this reminds me of a family member or something." I've seen that. So that's the difference. To me, I could walk in. When you're working in the morgue, you get everything. That's what I'm going to say. So you don't know what you're walking into, smells, anything. So you have to be mentally prepared for that. You have to disconnect. I'm a mother, first, and that's the rough part. So, yeah, you got to be mentally ready.
I know. I had this dream, right? Which actually I'm not surprised because my life is quite hilarious in this way. But I had this dream of being a doctor when I was a kid, and I was gonna go to med school, da da da. So I was on the path. I put myself as a teenager. I worked for Planned Parenthood, and I was like, I'm about to be in training. I'm about to be da da da. I'm about to get it together. I went to the back for like a procedure to do to assist. Child. The procedure was a pap smear. It wasn't even a freaking procedure. It was something that
routine.
Easy. It was something very routine. And the perception of the patient feeling pain.
Yeah.
Because when she felt like when she seemed like she was uncomfortable, I I took all of that in and I hit the deck. Okay,
Yeah.
I woke up with the smelling salts.
Yeah.
I didn't even see nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me rethink my path.
Meet Model Flow, fashion model entrepreneur, and the creative force behind Blue Jean Blues Boutique. Known for her clean, bold style and runway presence, she's not just wearing the look, she's building the brand behind it. From streetwear with attitude to classic pieces with edge, you can now shop some of the exact looks she rocks on Instagram. Tap into the energy, the elegance, and the movement that is Model Flow. Catch her on our latest podcast episode, where she breaks down her journey, her passion, and her vision for style that speaks louder than words. Caption: catch a vibe with Model Flow on our latest episode. Model, mogul, and the boss behind the Blue Jean Blues. She's turning looks and turning dreams into reality. Shop some of the pieces she wears at bluejeanbluesboutique.com. Watch her story, wear her style.
You got to see some crazy things. Now,
I
that
do.
was a baby story, which is
Yeah.
laughable, but you've
I've
seen
seen
some
some
stuff.
things,
What's
yeah.
the craziest?
Oh,
or what's a good
man.
story? Just what's a
Woo.
good story? I love good stories like that.
I remember, I mean, I don't know how deep I can get on the air, but
As deep as you want. We on
it
the internet.
okay. I've seen it. It's a sad story, but it has a comical vibe because it's like, how could he have done this? So this guy was in a hover round, and I don't know how he did
Little
it.
push carts.
He was paralyzed
Oh.
from the waist down, and he unalived his girlfriend, but dismembered her and carried her out in pieces to the guard. I mean,
Wowzers. Wait a second.
So
he rolled the pieces out to the wowzers.
yeah.
That was
So
some
it was just
dedication.
like when we get there, we see he's sitting there with his hand like, I know what I did, and I'm like, he's in a scooter, like.
Yeah.
How this woman is not though?
Yeah.
Like how did this happen?
Yes. How did
You're sitting and she's
how did she
standing.
not fight back?
What happened here? And what happened with a dollar store utensil? So it was like that was wow to me. That there was like, okay,
Wow.
anything can happen. Is truth in that.
What is the? You cannot tell, of course, the name of any
No, I can't.
famous fun stories, but what is a nameless story that is super fun that you've worked on?
Oh,
I mean, fun. I guess fun. I'm talking about fun, and we talking about death. Sorry, y'all. Look, you get desensitized quick these days.
I've had my fair share of celebrities, and I won't say fun, but it was a media driven. The lobbies were full. They were famous. So I would be called on certain cases.
Wow.
Usually if it's something high profile or something that requires intense care. You need to do some things. So they will call. I was just skilled in it, and it was just one of those things. I wanted to learn every little thing. I want to learn how to find, I was not a doctor, but I stayed up under them and I would say, these are my findings. Am I at least close to what your diagnosis would be, or your, and they would say yes or no, or you're a little off or whatever. But in my mind, I was a doctor.
You passed the test.
Hello.
Okay.
Without the money, but I was MD.
Yeah.
They were coming to me for,
Exactly.
so that's how I maneuvered through the path. So when I left, it was, oh, we want you. Can you come out here? And I gracefully left because, one, I was getting older. You don't know what you're getting. Decedent wise, you don't know. So you with my job now, they're cleaner. The donors are clean, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Things are
they're
different.
not
Things
all
look
different
scary.
and nasty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which actually, kind of brings me to, really my next thing, because life looks so different for us now. 2024 was one way, and things have been moving fast anyway.
Yeah.
But 2024 looked this way. We ain't even doggone open the door completely in 2025.
Yeah.
And this bad boy done came off the hinges.
I mean,
I'm like, where
can
are
we get a
we?
break?
What?
Jesus.
Whew. So with that, I have been feeling that we are in a time when, number one, we need to be focused on not so much so what we see, but what we feel. That should be our primary focus, so that we could really judge what's true and what's not.
Yeah.
And in that, it's trusting that inner voice to say that if I see something, then I know that I'm trusting me. I ain't gotta wait for them to tell me.
No.
But I gotta trust me enough to say, okay, well, now let me start pivoting.
Yeah.
And let me start doing things different, because
Different.
that intuition was given to us for
Yeah.
a reason. And so it's in the pivot that I find, as a 40 plus year old that's trying to navigate this super techie world, where at one time I thought I was about to be like, I ain't gonna be one of them old people. Now I'm like, how do you open the phone? I'm like,
and thank God for my kids.
You okay? It's like, God, dog. And then, anyway. So trying to navigate a world where it's now becoming more and more and more like foreign. How do you plan to navigate any pivots? Because I believe that we are all pivoting some way. I'm not saying one way or the next.
Yeah,
but there's a shift that's happening all around.
There is a shift. I feel, as it comes, I might like new apps and stuff, like Threads. Like, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
I'm on it and I see it. It's there, but I haven't paid it much attention. But I am warming up to it. It was the same thing with some of the other apps, like TikTok and stuff like that. I had it, I downloaded it, but I was trying to feel its way out. I think for me it's just I I really have to force myself because I am so back here with things. I just really mastered some of the things on the internet just now. And so to bring something else to me, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
slow down.
Let me take the path of least resistance.
Yeah. So then, like I said, my kids help. Like my kids, I'm like, no, mama, do this. No, mama, you can do it this way, or different ways to save. Because I'm a picture holic, big time. So I'm constantly have to ask storage. So they know, put it here, download them here. So it helps in that sense, But I'm not afraid to pivot. It's just my fear comes when it's new stuff and everybody jumps on it. You don't know the hacking styles. You just want to be careful. Right. And I do a lot of things, and my pages are public. I don't want anybody compromising that stuff. So
if you could do anything, like, without worry of, I don't care if I make $1 from it, I'm still going to do it. It's still going to be a ball. I'm going to be having a good time. I don't care if nobody else is having a good time. I'm going to be having a good time doing this. What would that look like for you?
Oh, anything fashion. I would do that. Anything.
That's where you get lost.
I get lost in that because it's my personality. It's my vibe. I own that. My confidence is so up here. Like, people, they jab at me. I used to work at a job. You number 2 pencil, you olive oil. Yeah, you wish. You have a section. I can wear anything I want. So it's just like, I don't even dwell into that kind of thing. I just make my lane mine. I own it. I produce my flow, and I go according to what I'm supposed to do. And that's why I am in this seat today, because my flow is mine. And people wonder, oh, what is she doing? Who do you work for? I don't even put my real job on Instagram like that.
Right.
Nobody hardly knows that part of me. Hardly. I here and there, but I really focus on the fashion because that's the part of me that I really want people to know. And I don't mind them knowing the other side. Don't get me wrong, but it's so sensitive. It's so tender, and it's mixed views. It's like, oh, how could you do that? Why are you posting that? And then it's, oh, you're my hero. God bless you. You're the only one in that field, and da-da-da-da. So I get mixed views, but it is what it is.
How could you couple the two? I know that, we were having like a pre-show meeting, and we were talking about your day job and then your real passion job, right? And you wanting to marry the two. Have you thought about that vision?
I have. I don't know how to do it. So, I've thought of doing, like alter ego photo shoots with displaying my fashion side and the grim side, if you will, but make it fashion, like make my scrubs a cute little outfit and, something like that. But as far as making something pop, that is what I'm trying to do. now, honestly, So yeah, I've got some ideas written down,
So,
but
I was thinking, being, I believe God gave me the gift of being somewhat of a visionary. So take,
that's a
leave,
good
or throw
thing.
it out,
Yeah.
But one thing that would be super dope is to see you actually styling fashion
Mhm.
and doing some type of mock, I don't know what to call it,
What's that?
not autopsy session,
Okay.
dissected,
Dissecting.
yeah,
Okay.
something like that. But it's all just set stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's just all hot. It's editorial, it's
Yeah.
commercial, but it's like it's jarring yet it's sexy, and it's like, wait, ooh, it's sexy, it's dark, but it's light. It's like, ooh, I like it, but I don't. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. And why am I liking
Am I
this?
weird? Am I not? Like, you don't know what
Exactly.
to feel. But what it does is it causes that's a conversation
Yeah,
piece,
it's definitely conversation.
and if you're trying to
Definitely.
bring awareness to something, maybe you're trying to bring awareness to like domestic violence or something like that, and that would be a way of being able to
Murders is
tell
what mine
child
would be.
murders or whatever. Maybe tell inspiring
Neglects.
stories, or not inspiring stories, stories perhaps of maybe like what this person could have been,
Yeah.
and things like that, to see if
I
that
do.
resonates with
I would
somebody.
like to get off into that because there's a lot of really awareness that a lot of people need to know. People you don't know their environment. You're taught not to judge when you're in situations like this, but you got to look at things and say, okay, what what is going on here? Start from the root. Okay, how is their environment? How's their resources? Do they have support? All of these things factored. Are these people really trying to help themselves, or are they just saying, "Forget it, I'm done. Let life take over"? So it's a lot of things that I would like to share with some folks as far as like knowledge, even on tissue donation.
Yeah.
People are scared of it, but it's
I
a wonderful thing. You know,
I ain't gonna lie. I was not
yeah.
gonna talk about that, but I mean, cause like I used to always believe that, okay, I'm not using it, so give it away. And then, rabbit holes, they start popping up. And when they pop up, then you start going down them. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, heck no, I'm about to take myself off the list.
Yeah.
And so I can only imagine there's probably been a lot more people that have found themselves down those rabbit holes and
Oh
they've taken
yeah.
themselves off lists.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. Because you
Yeah.
get they don't understand the educational piece. They don't understand how they are actually helping someone. Some people are, no, you're not gonna take my I'm that way I came. But I don't like to use the phrase I'm not gonna use it anymore. Is look at it as if I can help somebody. I'm gonna be on someone else, and so basically you're still here. So look at it in that aspect versus oh I'm going to die. No, it's really not like that. If I take a piece of me, if I'm allowing you to take a piece of me to transplant into someone else, look at it that way. That's the positive. Always look for the good, not the bad in things. It's always an intentional piece behind what we do.
All right. So
If that makes sense.
that makes perfect sense. I want to close out with two questions. The first question is, as Audra, as you are today, what would you tell your most broken Audra in the past?
Stay strong. Don't feed into the negativity. Don't feed into it because it stresses you out. And I went down a dark hole, and it was hard to get out of that. I would tell myself, stay educated, stay well versed, stay up to date on the most important thing that's going to make me survive in the future. Don't stay in the moment. Think 10 years ahead. Put some money aside. Fix your credit. I should have fixed my credit back in the day. But those are things I would tell my broken self. Stay uplifted and stay prayerful for sure, because that helped me through a lot of obstacles.
Okay. And now, back at your most broken self, what would you look back and say to you now?
Go girl. You did it. You got out that rabbit hole. You making it, and you continuing to strive. You're not afraid anymore. You can walk in a room and smile and not think that people are staring at you out of envy or jealousy, but they're looking at you like you a bad bitch. And just represent accordingly. And always always hold your head high, no matter what. That's what I'm
All
telling
right,
myself.
all right, y'all. So let's go ahead and take a little break.
Okay.
And then we'll reset for a second and we'll come on back
Whoop,
for
whoop.
a little bit more.
Yay!
Want to put your brand in front of an engaged, growing audience every single week? Let's make it happen. My Black Job podcast is now offering sponsorship packages designed to get your business real visibility, real connection, and real results. We've got 3 powerful packages to meet your needs. Starter package, $100 a month. You get a 30-45-second mid-roll ad in every episode. And for 4 weeks, plus a verbal shout-out and your link in our video descriptions. Clean, simple, affordable exposure. Growth package, $250 a month. Step it up with a 45-60-second ad. Mid-roll or pre-roll, your choice. I'll also get your logo and link in the description. Weekly Instagram story mentions. And more ways for our listeners to discover your brand. Premium package, $500 a month. Go big. You'll get a full 60-second ad both mid-roll and pre-roll. 2 Instagram story mentions per week. 1 dedicated Instagram post. A special thank you message in each episode. And your logo plus link in every description. Whether you just starting out or ready to dominate, we have got a package for you. Let's build together. Scan the QR code or shoot us an email using the contact info in our description. Lock in your spot and let's get your brand heard.
So, though, one thing about media, doing just stuff like this is that, like the news cycles, they refresh so quickly that you want to hurry up and get like something that's happened today. We may not air this until a couple weeks, and then now the news cycle is old, but it's like it's so many things that are like going on right now that need to be talked about. And so I'm just like, let me just get on my own head and let's just talk about them.
Okay.
Like the state of the world. Okay, the state of the world. That's all. So let's go. We're gonna do something called rapid fire. Rapid fire. We're just gonna kind of think about where we are, our real answers, just real organic. How we feel about whatever the case. Whatever comes up comes out type of a thing. So the first thing that you think about in the morning is what? We'll start easy with our rapid fire.
Food.
Food. Okay. I'm at you're a foodie.
I wake up hungry.
You're a foodie.
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite time to eat? Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
I'm a lunch dinner girl. Breakfast is really not.
You're gonna save the calories to the end.
Well, not even that. For some reason, if it's before 10 a.m., it just doesn't feel right when I eat. It makes something light, like a bagel or something to do, or some fruit. Yeah.
You cook?
Big heavy meal.
You cook?
I can't hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't speak English in that department.
Okay.
But I mean, I do, but not,
Okay.
Yeah. Next question.
All right. Next question. All right. So yesterday there was a big shopping blackout. Where if you were in support of DEI, you were not shopping. Did you participate or no?
I didn't shop.
You didn't shop?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I kept it cute because, not even, I just wanted to. I still have like questions in regards to that. Like, what does it really do? But I followed, and I did my contribution.
That's what I said. I was like, you know what? My itty bitty part, I did my part.
Yeah.
And that's all I can do.
I did get my hair done. Shout out to Kim.
Hey, but she black owned.
She black owned,
Hey,
baby. So,
hallelujah.
yeah, I did do that. My daughter did go to Chick-fil-A and we had a chit chat, but
well,
she young. She don't know.
Yeah.
She ain't understanding.
She not getting it. Okay. All right. What's in your go bag?
Oh, okay. I keep a snack. Keep some fuel. When I say fuel, like protein or something like that. Other things. Gotta have some makeup, gotta have some clothes. Shoes. Perfume. I'm thinking of what I have like in my bag in the car. And anything that gets me going. My Bible. Anything that gets me moving is what's in that bag. And I very rarely exchange it out. I'm always adding to it. I never take anything out. I'm always throwing something in there.
Ask somebody in fashion, they go bag, they're going to give you a suitcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's not even a bag. It's a rolling suitcase.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shoes for days.
What is your new normal?
My new normal now is sleeping in, Now them kids is getting older. I can sleep in. They know how to cook their own food. They know how to get up and know when to bathe. They can do everything on their own. My new norm is chilling, getting to know me more, expanding my businesses, being more well versed in, the content creation, just kind of expanding. That's my new norm now.
Okay. And then the last question, what is your next big step?
My next big step is, well, actually, I want to produce a fashion show for or people with disabilities, like adaptive fashion show. That's my goal now.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want to do because I think we have enough of the normal fashion. I think we should kind of partake in the unique gems, if you will,
Ooh.
and give them a chance to spotlight. I want to do it annually, so I'm really trying to make that blueprint and make it pop this June. Actually,
Now that sounds like
Model
something
Flow Marvels.
super
That's
dope.
what I'm thinking of calling it, because they're my superheroes.
Y'all listen.
So that's my
Model Flow Marvels.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here first on My
Yes.
Black Job podcast.
Yeah.
Make sure that y'all continue to support.
Please.
Go check out Model Flow on all of the socials. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and all of the things on My Black Job, the podcast. And thank you so much for coming again.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invite.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
This has been a wonderful time.
Well,
really, I had a blast.
I'm not gonna let y'all look that easy because we still got to get
I was
to
other things to do. Yeah.
top
okay,
of the
I thought you were
charts,
trying to
top
kick me
of the
out.
charts. All we gonna be is on top of the charts. Yes. So top of the charts is our thing where we play a random beat. I haven't heard the music selection, and the producers choose 3 random words.
Okay.
I have no idea what the words are. They
Okay.
give them to us, which those words are, in fact, flow, marvels, and fashion. So we have to use one of the 3 words inside of our song that we have to come together and co-create.
Oh, we just did one. We
Yes, I
just
know.
did a whole 16-bar jingle.
And see, and that's why I'm glad you're ready, because you got to kick it off.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Y'all put me, y'all putting Model Flow on the spot.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, top of the charts, y'all. Let's get it.
I have to sing. What do I do?
Sing, rap, spoken word, whatever.
Oh my God, y'all. Model Flow. I don't know. Oh my God.
Model flows, we like marvels.
Yeah.
We model flow, we like model flow, we like marvels.
Yeah.
Model flow fashion. We up in the Hamptons, hey. We out about to be camping. What? Nah, we about to glamping. Yeah,
my thing.
because model flow
In the building.
Marvels
Out here.
Model flows and marvels. We got model flows, marvels. Yeah.
I'm in this thing, talking about my black job. And it's fun, I got my juice and my fruit, and I'm doing my thing with my peeps, and I don't know what to say. Yeah.
But that's okay, because model flows and marvels. We got model flows and marvels. Model flows and marvels. We got
Everybody throw your lighters up. Throw your lighters up.
Marvels.
We do bar mitzvahs. We do birthdays,
weddings,
weddings, all
wherever
the
you want to
things.
go, because we model flow
We Model Flow Marvels.
and we about to go.
We out here.
Hey, hey,
Bring it down.
hey.
Cool
Model
down.
flows, model flows, model flows, model flows. Oh, thank you. Thank you for just fooling with us.
Y'all crazy. Y'all Crazy.
That was actually really, really good, though. And thank you so much for joining us here on My Black Job, the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow all of the things, y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.